So today I'm going to talk about how one sign becomes another. And one of the reasons for that is the progressed sun. So the sun is the main element in your chart. And what happens is it progresses during your life. And the progressions go 1 degree a year. So if you're born, say, in the middle of Aries, say at about 6th of April, you're about 15 degrees of Aries. When you're 1 year old, you'd have been 16 degrees of Aries, 2 years old, 17 degrees, and so on. By the time you're 15 years old, it moved into Taurus. And so you became an Aries sun, having an experience of Taurus. So life does this to us. It makes us experience life in ways that are not straightforward for us. They challenge us, they're difficult, they're unfamiliar. We get given these unfamiliar experiences because the next sign is always unfamiliar. Not just because we haven't been there, but because it's got different cardinality, and which cardinal is starting, sustaining, and ending, and element, fire, earth, air, and water. So and you scratch your head over the next sign. It's like you don't understand each other. Yeah, you're just different. I mean, two signs on, fine. You're a congruent element. You see, air and fire go well together. They understand each other. They're both moving. And um, earth and water go well together. They're more kind of containing. They understand each other. But when you go from one sign to the next, you go from fire to earth, or earth to air, or air to water, or water to fire. Yeah, and none of those elements understand each other. So we're given something to grapple with, and then we do a whole journey. So we remain fundamentally the star sun sign we were born with, but we then have an experience overlaying. Yeah, so we overlay Taurus onto Aries from a certain point in our life. A lot of that time that's going to happen during childhood, so it's maybe harder to discern. But when it happens as an adult, it's more easily visible. So here I am, Aquarius, 23 Aquarius. When I was 7, it went into Pisces. Fast forward to my mid 30s, it was just leaving Pisces, and I spent several years unable to do very much, unless I really listened to myself. Yeah, I was really opening up. So it's almost like the Pisces journey culminated. Yeah, there's a culmination. So this is the culmination of the Pisces journey. Was you just got to surrender and listen. And then it moved into Aries when I was 37, and I'm still in Sun in Aries. Yeah, and that's about having initiative, like doing things. Let's do videos of astrology on TikTok and on YouTube. Yeah, what a great idea. Yeah. So, I have a lot of that going on. I'm having this overlay of Aries. Yeah. But I've still learnt the Pisces because if I get two Aries, the Pisces kicks in. Yeah. Yeah. And suddenly, oh, I'm feeling discombobulated. Oh, I've got a bit thin. It's like, oh, you need to just go back and trust and stop. Yeah, be open to that bigger space that the progressed sun has given you. So that's my own example. So maybe most of you listening, you'll be two signs on, which is a bit easier, but you'll have learned the one in the middle, and it's worth reflecting on what you learned from that one in the middle, the sign that came after the sign you were born in. So if you're an Aries, I don't know if I'll get through all of these, yeah, because they're well, maybe it's the first four really I need to get through because it's about getting through that elemental thing. How do you get from fire to earth, Aries to Taurus? Because that will, in a way, still be the same with Leo to Virgo, but maybe not. Well, it's not exactly, is it? Anyway, Aries to Taurus. What you're having to do is incarnate. You're an Aries. You're full of these new ideas. Yeah, this fresh vision. You know what you want to do. Yeah, but it's not enough for it just to remain a great idea. You've actually got to do something with it. It's got to meet material reality. It has to incarnate. And that's not so easy. That's a bit boring. Yeah. Taurus, yeah, in a way, it's the world around us. It's the natural world around us. Yeah? It's a bit boring if you're a Taurus. If you're a Taurus, you need to find the natural world fascinating. That'll be your journey. One way of it, looking at it, finding the natural world fascinating, but also these things you want to do, actually doing them, not just talking about them, and losing interest as soon as you've started. This is where the fixity comes in, because Aries is cardinal. It likes to start things, but it doesn't necessarily like to continue. It gets bored. But with Taurus, it also has to continue. So there's your lesson. So you can see it's interesting, isn't it? You put this overlay on. Life teaches us how to be something we're not. So if you begin as a Taurus, Gemini, yeah, well, Taurus is fixed. It's Earth. It's very much in the senses. And it enjoys the senses. You like nice food. Don't tell me you don't like chocolate. And then you have this experience of Gemini. You have to stand back. Yeah. You have to use your mind. You have to be objective. Yeah. You have to be versatile. And the Taurus, it's a bit slow and it's a bit steady and it knows what it wants and it knows what it's like. And you're having to go into this versatile, colourful, mental place. Maybe when you were a child, if you're born as a Taurus, at some point it would have gone into Gemini and that would have been your education. Yeah, it would have trained you to be in a different kind of way to what normally came to you. It's a bit like instead of being a bull slowly treading to the field, yeah, you become a magpie. Yeah, here's this glittery thing, here's that glittery thing. Okay, Gemini. So yeah, that was Earth to air. Now we've got air to water. Gemini to Cancer. What am I going to say about that? Ah, air to water. Well, when we go to water, we come back to the waters of life in a way. We come back to the feeling place. Cancer is like the womb of existence, but you are coming back to feeling. And as a Gemini, you naturally function well in your head. That's natural to you. You have a good mental ability, a very quick mental ability. You probably know what people are going to say before, when they've only said the first few words. You know what they're going to say. You get tempted to say it for them. But no, listening to words is not the only way to listen. You can listen with feeling. That's what Cancer teaches you. Yeah. You know the words people are going to say. You know their argument before they've even said it because they're not as bright as you. Yeah. But how are they? Yeah. Feel for them. Care for them. That sort of listening is much more important. It's to take in the person. You know why they're saying what they're saying. That's much more important than what they're saying. It's probably some second-hand opinion anyway that they picked up somewhere and they don't know it. But they're communicating who they are. So pay attention on that level. Pay attention with your body. Yeah, your body will tell you not just what you're feeling, but what others are feeling. And it makes you a bit deeper. Okay, water to fire. Cancer to Leo. Or Pisces to Aries, which I talked about earlier. But water to fire. Well, water you can be in your little pond. Yeah, it's very nice. It's very feelingful. Yeah, but particularly if it's Cancer, it can be quite limited, conservative, unadventurous, cautious. So Leo, it's like create something that's your own. Give birth from this great um, domestic, familial, homely, motherly context that you've created. Find something that is your own and give birth to it. So Cancer gives birth, maybe literally, and it's this fire, isn't it? That's beyond you and it changes you because it's not you. Okay,